Our Seeds of Faith for today is entitled, Thank God for Archaeological Discoveries. When you walk in the land of Israel, you are literally walking in a land rich in history. Now, one of the things that we can be thankful is that archaeological discoveries in Israel prove that the Bible is true. Now, let me mention a few things that we saw there. First, the wonder of the architecture and engineering of Masada. This place was built by Herod the Great as a fortress. It overlooks the Dead Sea. The aqueduct system is a marvel. Herod built this as a place of refuge in case of a revolt. This is also the site of the last stand of the Jews against the Romans in the year 74 AD after the fall of Jerusalem in 70 AD. Now, what is interesting for Christians is that the Gospel of Matthew recorded that Herod the Great was the king who was approached by the Magi to ask where the king of the Jews was born. Now, he subsequently ordered the massacre of the innocents in order to kill Jesus. This record of Matthew was proven true by the archaeological findings that indeed there was a person named Herod the Great. Second, the excavation of the Pilate Stone in Caesarea Maritima. Now, outside the New Testament, no official record can be found that talks about Pontius Pilate. Some doubted if Pontius Pilate ever existed. But in 1961, a group of Italian archaeologists found a damaged limestone with a Latin inscription that reads in English, "To the divine Augusti Tiberium, Pontius Pilate, prefect of Judea, has dedicated this." Now, for Christians, this piece of stone is an affirmation that there was indeed a historical person by the name of Pontius Pilate, a Roman prefect or governor of Judea between 26 to 36 AD under Emperor Tiberius. Now, he was the one who presided at the trial of Jesus and gave the order to crucify the Lord. This means that the story about the trial of the Lord, the suffering, and the crucifixion are indeed true. Thirdly, the discovery of the synagogue in Capernaum. What is interesting in the ruins of the synagogue in Capernaum is that there were two synagogues. One was built in the 4th century on top of another ruined synagogue during the time of Jesus. Now, there is a line at the ruins that indicates where the floor of the older synagogue ends and the newer synagogue begins. Now, the synagogue from the time of the Lord Jesus Christ was built with the local black basalt rock. Now, the ruins of the synagogue in Capernaum only proves true what we can find in Mark 1:21. It says, "They went to Capernaum, and when the Sabbath came, Jesus went into the synagogue and began to teach." Now, Capernaum was at the center of the ministry of Jesus in Galilee. This is also the hometown of Peter, James, Andrew, and John, and the tax collector Matthew. My friends, indeed, archaeological findings that prove true that the Bible is indeed right and correct are reasons to give thanks to God. May God bless us all. Amen.